Hello and welcome to another edition of the Red Phoenix Gaming Podcast.
It's your
Number,
favorite thing.
oh, it is
21. 21. It's 9
21,
plus 10.
21. Oh, I forgot. Guitar solo. I am your host, Derek, and with me, as always, is the lovely Michelle.
Howdy.
And we're here to talk about some gaming news stuff and things that happened over the past week. So let's get it started.
Let's go.
Oh, February 20th, 2015. I think that's it, right?
That's absolutely correct.
That's it. Let's get it started.
I'm ready. What you got? What do you have for us this week, my friend?
Call of Duty is no longer the king
It is not the king.
of the charts.
It's not.
I mean, technically it's UK's charts, but who's counting?
Doesn't matter.
Who is the king, Michelle?
Evolve.
Yes!
I
Oh
know.
my gosh, aren't you so excited to play Evolve?
I think we should play Evolve.
I think we should too. I'm pretty excited. But I was kind of shocked by the number 2.
It's
Do you recall?
that
That mask
Nintendo
one?
3DS game.
Yes, Majora's Mask. So
Yes.
it's a redo. It's a remaster of the N64 game Majora's Mask, and it's 3D. But it's killing it right now. Like
That's
it is.
excellent. Good job, Nintendo.
Yeah. Like I'm seriously shocked. Evolve. That's good on them. That's the first time that Take-Two's been up there since like March of 13. So it's been almost 2 full years without them having a number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Grand Theft Auto, of course. But they did really well, and they actually split evenly between the Xbox and PS4. So, Murder Ball. Cheat, cheat, cheat. But yeah, no, it's good.
Like the background noise.
Well,
And Evolve is all multiplayer, right?
yes.
There's no like,
Well,
so it's a multiplayer shooter.
so yeah, so it's a 1 versus 4. Can be all people. If there's not all people, then it's an NPC. It's like a like
Monster.
automatic something. I think you can have like whether it's player or monster or whatever. Like if we played just you and I played, we'd
Yeah.
have a couple AIs running with us to kill the monster, or you'd be the monster and it'd be me and 3 AIs.
I think we should get this game.
So yeah, I mean it looks really good.
It's number one in the UK.
It's all multiplayer and it's I don't know, it's
Prince
killing
William
it.
is
So
probably playing this.
I think he might be a little more
Maybe
important
Kate?
than that. Probably
Maybe
Kate.
Kate. She's got her feet up.
Absolutely
Baby number
Kate.
2.
Baby
Trying to
number
relax.
6. Who knows?
She seems more like a Nintendo 3DS kind of girl. So
So Majora's Mask for sure.
Majora's Mask. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's all right.
Moving on to Bethesda, seeing as how we just talked about them last week, there's some drama going around Bethesda right now, based on Fallout,
I know.
and it's not even good drama. Like
No.
why? So the story goes that their legal team basically put pressure on Fortress Fallout, which looked like it was like a puzzle game type thing. Kind of, I mean, no, it doesn't look like Fallout at all, but
No,
because
it's
the
the
word
name.
yeah,
They don't like the name.
because the word Fallout is in their game, they like flipped out over it.
So first of all, I would like to say that Fallout Boy has no right to that name and that they should change their name immediately. Immediately, because that belongs to Bethesda.
To like Fallout
I would
3 boy.
Yeah, like they need to change their name. And also, Fallout is, this is per the Wikipedia, the residual radioactive material propelled into the upper atmosphere following a nuclear blast or a nuclear reaction conducted in an unshielded facility. You can't call it that anymore because Bethesda, that's Bethesda's word, Fallout.
So we're just gonna call it Nuclear Bethesda from now on.
Yes, that's exactly what it should be called.
From now on, if you want to talk about any sort of scroll or like an old scroll or anything dealing with a Fallout, you have to call it a Bethesda. No
Yeah,
longer talking about those old Bethesdas that you can find in
right.
castles and things.
Exactly. Bethesda Boy. That's the band's new name because they
That's
can't use the word Fallout.
that's right.
Bethesda Boy.
But in all seriousness, is this being petty? Is this
I
them
don't
being
know.
petty? I mean, they've done this before with the game called Scrolls, because they had
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, and they're like, oh no, it's too close. People are gonna get confused with your Mojang game.
I think maybe they're just a little bit sensitive and don't want to share. And the cool thing is that Howard Marks, who's the ex-Real founder,
Yeah.
he actually went to the YouTube community and he's asking people to come up with a new name because they can't use that name anymore. So he's reaching out to the community for some ideas.
And actually, some of their ideas were pretty good. Like they had one that was like Fortress Siege and uh, Fortress something else. But like Fortress Siege is good. But then what are you going to get somebody who's like, no, I used Siege in my game, so you can't use it. Like Dungeon Siege, oh, you can't use that. Like when how
Seriously.
far is too far?
J.K. Rowling's is going to come at us about Phoenix. And then we're going to explain to her that it's spelled wrong. And then Microsoft's going to come after us for using Phoenix because
Because Marcus.
Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War.
Well, then I guess we'll just have to change it to Phonics with a PH.
We could call it Red something else. Red Bethesda Phoenix Microsoft Gaming.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
I took it too far. I'm sorry. That I think it's petty, whatever.
Yeah.
I would never confuse the two. We're waiting desperately for Fallout 4 to come out from Bethesda, so anything else that doesn't even trigger any type of similarity to me at all whatsoever.
Well, maybe that's why they're so hurt by it. Maybe they have, instead of Fallout 4 coming out, they're just going to come out with a game called Fallout. Take off the number, and they don't want anyone to be confused by Fortress Fallout compared to Fallout. I mean, I'm
That's
not
petty.
I'm not trying to stick up for them because they're like a multi-billion-dollar, $1 million, whatever corporation.
Right.
I'm sure they can stick up for themselves just fine.
With
But
all their lawyers.
that's right. But I'm not a fan. I think it's very petty. I think it's the same thing of the story with like Candy Crush going after the guy who made the game years before them, and
Yeah.
it didn't catch traction as much as theirs.
Yeah.
But oh well, such is life, I suppose.
Me.
So, you actually got me into series lately.
Game of Thrones. You're welcome.
You
It's
did.
only been like 3 years I've been telling you to watch this amazing show.
I know, and
You're welcome.
I am now on to season 3, episode 6. So
Winter is coming.
yeah, winter is
Winter's
almost
already
there.
here. It's like -4 degrees here in Buffalo.
Oh, that's it. I feel
Something.
bad for you.
Eh,
Not, because I have negative double digits here. So
that's what you get.
bleh.
Okay.
Either way, Game of Thrones. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that they came out with season 2 or episode 2 here for
They're
the
Telltale
Telltale,
games. Yeah.
but they have issues.
It's a little bit broke.
It's a little bit broke.
So
Uh,
basically with Telltale, when you play their games like this, every choice you make has a consequence. Not always a negative one, but every choice you make is going to carve the path for all your future episodes.
Right.
Everything's going to have the same, ending for the most part, but
That's
the
how you get
choices
to
you
that
make,
ending.
yeah, the choices you make and the people you interact with and how you interact with them, like if you're good to them or if you're not so good to them,
Right.
they're going to help you out later on or they're not. And what's happening is Xbox One, when they're loading up episode 2, your choices have not carried over. So the game is kind of like it doesn't know what to do.
Now, do you have it for Xbox or do you have it for PlayStation?
I have it for PlayStation 4 and there are no problems with PlayStation. Or I don't even think Xbox 360 isn't having any issues either.
So it's strictly the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad you got it on PS4 now?
I am. I am. They said that I guess there's a fix going out that should take about a week, but they're staying kind of quiet about what's going on.
Yeah, I guess they came out. They said they sent the patch to Microsoft, but Microsoft
Yeah.
has to go through their like process of okaying it and then pushing it out to the consoles. So we'll see when it happens. But I mean, at least they're fixing it, or at least it's quote unquote fixed already.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Microsoft's able to push it out and get those people up and running. But yeah,
I'm going to download it and play it.
you're ready.
I am. I'm very excited.
I had a question. Do you like killing zombies?
This is my favorite thing in Call of Duty
No.
and
Well,
Dead Rising.
Dying Light,
Oh,
that came out,
yes, it did.
and we really we didn't get it,
No,
but we might want to
if it
for
goes on sale.
well, I mean,
Well, if we're gonna get Evolve,
yeah, I guess we're gonna have other games to play. Either way, Dying Light came out with a PC patch that lifts the mod banning, so you're able to make mods now.
so what exactly kind of mods are they doing?
Well, I mean, it lifts it so you can do all kinds of mods. Because I guess initially they were like setting up almost like the quote is they were creating obstacles for modders that had never been our intention. They're working to re-enable the common tweaks. So
But what kind of changes are people making in game that they have? So basically, what they did was people were cheating
yes,
in the
yes,
multiplayer. So they sent out a patch to fix that and inadvertently made it so other
stop
people
modding.
can't make modifications on it. And they said, oops, our bad.
Yep,
And they're fixing it so that people can make modifications.
exactly,
But what kind of
exactly.
modifications are people making that they're okay with?
Bruh, I couldn't even tell you.
I don't even know. I don't
I mean,
understand
there's
why
so
people
many.
do that. Like,
You mean
why
mods in
would,
general, or
yeah, like, why?
so? Here's my thought. The thing about mods, it's good for the gaming community that they lifted the ban. Is it good for the game itself? I don't know, because basically what it allows you to do, it allows you to take a game, and a game that you might get 6 hours into, it'll give you way more time because you can throw on other skins, you can throw on, make the zombies be unicorns running at you,
That'd be pretty neat. I'd
or
like unicorn zombies.
instead of actual zombies,
Yeah,
or
everybody would
like,
wear pink too.
well, everyone should wear pink.
I agree.
Um, but like games like Grand Theft Auto for the PC or Skyrim for the PC, that's a huge part of the community is mods because you're able to go in there and change things around so that you can wear different things. Like there's a Grand Theft Auto mod where you can be the Avengers.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
So like you can pick which Avenger you want to be and actually have their powers. You could be Iron Man
Iron
with
Man?
the iron hands and like
That's
flying
pretty
across the
neat.
city and everything. So like it's really really cool and it gives the game a lot more playability or replayability. So I mean this is good for the game itself, I suppose, but when Dying Light comes out with like a Dying Light 2, I think it really only makes it a stronger case to buy the next game if they have the same modding like
Capability
tools
that they
and
have, yeah, that you could
capabilities.
do on the other one. I
Exactly.
don't know. I don't really understand modding. Like, I guess it's kind of cool, but I feel like if you really want to make changes to a game, go make your own game.
Well, some people just want to take the guts of what you already have, or like the bones or structure, whatever you want to say, and modify it a little bit. I mean, it's really hard to set up and create an entire game from scratch.
Yeah.
But if you take the framework of a game
And make everybody pink.
and make everybody
Be
pink
great.
and give them all a cowboy hat and give them all a six shooter, and then you have Michelle's Wild West,
Yes.
boom, you're done. And you don't have to worry about creating an entire game. It's
Well,
kind of like,
I think it's pretty cool of them as the developer to be like, "Hey, go for it. You guys can have this capability and we're sorry we accidentally took it away."
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's kind of like Little Big Planet, where they give you the game and you
Oh,
can
and you
kind of
can
go
make
in
your
and
own. Oh,
exactly.
yeah, which is really cool. You can go in and make your very own levels to
Yep.
try and be. We haven't done that at all. We haven't played that game because it was a little bit broken.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pick it back up. I have to play through the entire thing because I got a corrupt thing, but
I think like maybe our third or fourth podcast has video of us playing that game, which you should check out because it's really funny.
it would be our fourth and fifth
Yeah, it's really funny.
of actual video. But who's counting? I mean,
You obviously are.
I might be. Michelle,
Yes,
super serious question.
I'm ready.
How big is too big? Oh, hold on. When it comes to gaming,
As far as the size and length of time for a game,
as far as the map,
I don't have a problem with it. I feel like if you make a gigantic map, as long as the console or the PC that you are playing on can handle it, I would run around worlds forever.
Well, the Wii U's running into that issue.
Are they?
It's getting to the point where the system can't handle all of Zelda's open worldness.
Oh,
So Zelda for Wii U is actually it's pushing the system to the brink at this point.
it's a struggle.
It is a struggle. First world problems.
So can they send out like some kind of fix?
So at this point I'm sure that they're going to change a few, like tweak a few things in the game itself to make it so that either it doesn't render things until you get to it or change some sort of utilization. But they're at the point where, the Wii U is kind of tapped out for what they know. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like the Wii U, the Xbox, the PlayStation, they're all like very early on in development, so people are gonna unlock this hidden potential for these game systems. But the way it is right now, if the game is too big, then I mean, do you shrink it down or do you just go with it and break it into halves? Or what is your thought on it? How would you do it?
I don't know. Maybe they would need to do like one of those two disc games, where you split it in half.
Yeah, but in this day and age, you're just gonna install everything anyway.
That's true. I would hate to have to say you have to make your game smaller.
No, I don't think they can. But I mean, yeah, if it's if it's as big and expansive as they're talking about, I'm excited to play it.
I know. I
Firstly,
think I think Nintendo should just work it out. It's their system, it's their game. Fix it.
figure out how to crank that sucker up and get
You
it
guys
going.
got this.
Absolutely.
You guys are all smart.
So you love fighting games. I mean, everyone knows this.
Yes, like Tekken and Mortal Kombat.
You're
I
starting to
love
learn the
it.
names. It's getting pretty funny now that you can actually speak on it.
One of these days I'm gonna throw a game of me playing some kind of fighter game up here.
Oh,
And
you
people are gonna
should.
be like, "Oh my goodness, what is she doing?"
She's so good. Or not.
I do not like fighting games, just so we're clear.
Just so everyone's aware.
They're not my favorite.
Well, Phantom Dust, it might be on its way out here.
We saw that
We did.
somewhere.
Well, we saw
E3?
that. E3, yes. E3 is when it came out. They did a tech demo or um, whatever, a trailer of it or whatever. Um,
Microsoft broke up with Darkside Games.
yes, they did.
But what I don't, so Microsoft and Darkside Games, who was the studio that was making Phantom Dust for Xbox One,
Yes.
broke up. And Microsoft is sorry that that happened. And they're sorry that Darkside Games had to lay off their entire staff, but they're still going to keep working on Phantom Dust.
Yeah, I mean,
So did they scoop that up from underneath them?
no, I don't think Microsoft's the one working on it.
Oh,
I think that
another
they're
studio.
well, I think Darkside's going to try to continue to work on it with whatever they have left and then maybe merge up with another studio or something. I don't know. But they said that development's going to continue and they're going to give us more details in the future and blah blah blah, but like they it's really at the point now where it's almost time to say goodbye, I guess. I mean,
Kind of sad because that was like almost a reboot, right?
yeah, it was a reboot,
Huh.
absolutely, of a 2005 Xbox game,
Hmm.
but they just named it the same thing and gave it prettier colors and stuff.
Yeah,
So, say goodbye? Question mark.
maybe, maybe not. E3 is coming up,
It's true,
2015, so maybe we'll see a little something from them.
and they have a bunch of other things. I mean, there's other ways of getting funding between Kickstarter
Kickstarter is
and
huge.
like I don't know if they use GoFundMe for that sort of thing,
I
but
think that's more of a Kickstarter thing.
like you have other ways of doing it, and I'm sure that somebody else would want to get on board if it's worth making money or if it's going to make some money. So we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna say goodbye quite yet, but if I don't hear something in the next like 6 months, then
Then you'll
hashtag bye
know yeah,
for
it's
sure,
done so.
for sure. You ready to talk about a little VR?
Oh yes, I love virtual reality.
So, all right. So we all know you don't really love virtual reality. How
It's
about
not that I hate it. I just have some issues with it.
you don't want to wear the helmet?
I don't. I'm claustrophobic, and I
You don't want stuff in your ears. You don't want stuff over
no,
your eyes.
no. I truly believe that if I put on something like that, I'd have a panic attack.
I'm sure you'd be fine.
Maybe.
What if it wasn't a virtual reality helmet and it was just an augmented reality? Like
Like
glasses. Like Google Glass.
I actually think I know where you're going with this. Is this the smart eyeglass that Sony's putting out?
Yes. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
so I saw these glasses and I saw a video for it, and it was this lady walking outside and she had these bulky, gigantic, ugly, clear glasses on with like giant thick rims, and then something the size of a hockey puck that had buttons on it that she would talk into. And while she's walking down the street, like in her eyeballs, like a text pops up from someone, and she talks into the hockey puck and says, hey, it's beautiful here. I'm on my way. And it all looks really uncomfortable. And for me, because they're pushing this out, they're like actually for sale for developers, right? To get their hands on it and mess
Right.
with it and play with it. For me, this is just, in my opinion, from what I have seen and read about this, it's an extension of your phone.
Yeah.
And I mean, Apple's going to do that with a watch here in a month or two.
Yeah, but who wants a watch?
I do.
Who? Why would
I
you want
own
a
lots
watch
of
when you can just
watches.
throw glasses on?
No, I don't want that in my face.
Listen, they're almost exactly the same as LeVar Burton from
Geordie LaForge.
Geordie LaForge.
Yes, Star Trek. Yes. But he was blind. So that all
Well,
like kind of went through his brain.
well, sure, but when you have these on, people might think you're blind.
These are gigantic and bulky, and I don't want that on me. I want to be able to have something simple like a watch that I can just talk into if I need to do that. For the most part, everything's going to be done through my phone.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to figure out an easier way to do it because, like you said in the video, this chick's taking like a hockey puck and being like, "Hey, I'm coming to the store," and like she like straps it back on her
Yeah,
chest. I'm like, do you really see? It's like almost like a walkie-talkie. Like at that point, why don't you just have a
just have a
walkie-talkie?
walkie-talkie, and then you guys can talk to each other. Yeah, I think they would have to slim that down. I think even the Google Glass on an everyday basis would be completely obnoxious to me. We've talked about this before.
I would totally wear it.
Some set of glasses, like I have my Gunners. I have my Gunners right here. These are my Gunners.
I
I
don't know
wear
where mine went.
these help me stare at computer screens. You know what I mean? Like having something super light and easy like this, and like we said in the past, see how many bullets I have left.
Right.
See commands come up. Something that's not super distracting. Anything like that, I would completely be fine with. But these big chunky blocks with big hockey puck, no.
Not
I
at
don't.
all.
Absolutely not.
I would do it if the price point wasn't $840.
Well, those are for developers, so maybe they'll make like big, ugly, chunky glasses with giant, ugly hockey pucks for you.
Well, so here's my thought on the hockey puck thing. The iPod Shuffle, when it first came out,
Hmm.
was about this big,
Oh
about
yeah,
this thick, about this wide, whatever. Now it's about the size of a quarter, and you stick it to your shirt.
yeah.
This hockey puck they have now is going to eventually be the size of a quarter, and you're either going to stick it to your shirt or it's going to actually be attached to the glasses so you don't have to worry about all that garbage.
Maybe they'll just
Personally,
embed it into the side of your head,
they should do that.
and then you could just, poke
Clink, clink,
yourself.
clink.
Hello,
Be a
just like
whole
that.
lot of cheating on high school tests if that were the case.
It's true.
Secondly, the glasses themselves are ugly right now.
Super ugly. They need to get with the program.
Eventually, they're going to have some sort of way of making them smaller, better looking, almost like Google Glass was more of a condensed version.
They were nice looking, but I don't think I'd want to walk around. There was a very popular developer who used to work at Epic Games who was one of the first people to get it, and I mean, he had that everywhere. Every Twitter tweet, every picture on Twitter he ever posted was all from his Google Glass, and it had like a little tag on it that it was Google Glass. So he was all over Google Glass. But I don't know. I don't wear glasses every day. I only wear them occasionally for reading. So I don't think I would want that as part of my life if I'm not used to it. And what if you have prescription? Like, are they going to make it so that you can get prescription lenses for that?
Oh, absolutely.
And
I
how
mean,
expensive is that going to be? Because you're going to have to put computer systems in there,
you just put it in the glasses themselves and it projects on the glasses.
Hologram.
Yeah, it's fine. No worries
Oh,
there.
okay.
More VR news. Project
Okay.
Morpheus.
Oh, yes.
Sony is beginning to push it hard
Of course they are.
with a 4-hour session, a GDC session, which is Game Developers Conference, which
I'd like
comes
to
out
go to
in
that
March.
too. I know I would like to go. Those are that San Diego Comic Con and E3 are on my bucket list in the next 5 years.
Well, you better become a game developer then.
All right.
All right, all
I'm
right.
on it.
Well, we have a news story coming up here in a little bit that you might become a game developer.
I'm gonna do it. I think the time's up. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
But they are really pushing Morpheus hard, and I'm pretty sure at one point I said that virtual reality helmets would be coming out within the year, if I'm not mistaken. You may have written that down.
I'm pretty sure you absolutely did say that. The problem they were talking about with this one, they had one of the guys from GameSpot, and he went and met with them, and he put it on, and he's also done the what's the other one called? The big one,
Rift? Oculus Rift?
Oculus Rift. And he said, the Oculus Rift completely blacked everything out as soon as he put it on. He didn't see anything, he didn't hear anything. He
Right.
said with this one though, he had to make it so tight because there was this huge gap underneath that it kind of hurt his head a little bit. But he said it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I wish that they'd push it harder than they have. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'll get it because chances are it's going to be an expensive piece of peripheral
Super,
equipment.
super expensive.
And I spend a lot of money on TVs so that I can watch my 55-inch or 47-inch TV as opposed to a piece of hardware I put on my face.
Exactly.
But I'm pretty excited for VR. We've talked about it a couple times where, it's going to be the trend, and that's what we have to start moving towards for gaming, I think. And I'm hoping it's not just a Kinect 2.0 failure because the Kinect wasn't really what I was looking for in
I know,
virtual gaming.
yeah, when they start like selling the Xbox without the Kinect.
Yeah.
I mean, PlayStation, their camera, you can buy that separately. And
Right.
it's super cheap. It's half the price of an Xbox
Kinect.
Kinect.
Yeah.
I want
The
one of those though.
the little camera.
Yeah, because they have these like little dudes that you can play with on your floor.
Baby Groot.
Oh, I do have baby Groots. Did I show you my new one?
You may have. I don't think you showed our.
He dances. So like if I can talk and he'll do like he does a little cha cha cha
That's
every
right.
time you talk. Yeah, so if you play music, he'll dance. I added him to my other baby Groot.
So now she has a Baby Groot collection. She's
I
growing
do.
an army.
There's another one that I want that hasn't been released yet, and he's pretty expensive, but
Of course there
I will
is.
make him mine.
Oh goodness. So Michelle, you just said you wanted to buy a game before we got on here. What game was that?
The game that I would like to buy,
Yes.
Battlefield.
No.
Oh, The Order 1886.
Absolutely.
I do want to buy that game. Do you know why? Do you know my whole reasoning behind that?
Please tell me
Not
steampunk machine guns.
not the fact that it's steampunk machine guns, and not the fact that it's, super cool looking. It's Nikola Tesla, isn't that?
Oh goodness. Nikolai Tesla.
I am 15 minutes from Niagara Falls, New York, and there is this little area because he had like a shop here, and you can go and there's this big, beautiful statue of Nikola Tesla. I love Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla is greater than Thomas Edison.
If that really were the case,
It
why
is the
is
truth.
Thomas Edison the man who did all the
Because
electric stuff?
Because he made everybody think that Tesla's electricity was dangerous.
It is very, very dangerous.
Yeah, but it's controlled.
They did scientific studies on how dangerous it is.
I don't trust science. I trust my gut. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love Nikola Tesla. Anyway, I do want to play this game. I think I'm going to buy it this weekend.
Crank it out.
I do. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Well, one of the devs actually came out and said that the internet is the new playground for bullies.
Oh.
Do you believe that this is the case?
I think that's always been the case.
I was gonna say
People always want to complain about things.
the new playground.
I mean, it's always been people. I mean, you have people who catfish people. You have people who swat people.
Listen, you're really
It's like,
brave when you're behind a keyboard and people can't see you and
that's
can't
right.
find you.
You could see our faces, but I'm telling you, I mean, the internet's gotten out of hand.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
actually read an article where they spoke with someone who has swatted people before.
Yeah.
And he said that he doesn't like to call himself like I think he called himself like the Robin Hood of swatting, but he didn't do it to maliciously go after people that did not deserve it. He found like these people that were basically hijacking young kids' consoles and then forcing money out of the parents, and
Right.
it was really bad. So he would do a DOS attack on them and he would swat them, and he shouldn't do that because swatting is just terrifying, and we've talked about this 100 times.
For sure.
But yeah, I mean, people harass people on video consoles. People harass each other on Twitter. I don't,
Right. I mean, like I said, you are really, really courageous when you're sitting behind, your YouTube comments and saying what a piece of garbage somebody is.
yeah,
But at the same time, the idea of this being the new playground, I think it's always been. I don't think it's ever really changed between like a real live playground and this. I
yeah.
mean,
It's just a new way to go after people.
right, exactly. It's a way to go after people anonymously. I mean, you can go on Reddit right now, create a brand new username, and no one will ever find out who you are and say whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't threaten the government or something because they will find you. But like that's your right, freedom of speech, and you can do that on a private forum.
So was
If you
somebody bullying like the Order developers about something? Like, did something happen to them, or did they just feel like they had to speak out about
well,
in general?
give me a hot second here.
Because I
Yeah,
think people were complaining, trying to say like the game wasn't very long, but people
right.
hadn't played it. Somebody did like a super fast fly through. I mean, I could fly through 12 levels of Super Mario Brothers faster than, most people if you
Sure.
want to fly right through it. So if you're going to fly through a game, anyone can fly through a game, but that
Well,
doesn't mean that's how long the game is.
right, right. The initial bullying comment came from somebody, like you said, somebody playing through the game really, really fast, and then there was a back and forth on the game's too short. It's not worth $60, and blah blah blah, like back and forth on it. They've actually said flat out the game is not 5 hours long. It takes longer than 5 hours. It's probably going to be something closer to a maybe not as long as a Bioshock Infinite or a Bioshock game where it's maybe 7 or 8 hours to play through. But some people are fine with that. Some
I'm
people
okay
don't.
with that. If I take a few hours a day over, 5 to 6 days playing a game, I'm okay with that.
Right. And I mean some people just don't have the time for a 90-hour game.
No.
If every game was 90 hours, I wouldn't buy that many games.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, I'd probably buy two of them. I'd buy the Call of Duty every year and give it to my wife, and then I'd buy whatever game I wanted to, in this case
Destiny.
Destiny, and play it myself. So, the idea that the game has to be a certain amount of time or whatever, that's just an unrealistic expectation that people are setting for the game. You
Right.
have no idea. And like you said, somebody went through, they flew through it. Chances are it's going to have some sort of achievement for, whether it's a collectible or whether it's, going through and doing a grind fest or whatever. Uh, you'll play through it once or twice. and you'll get some time out of
Get
it.
your achievements, go get your trophies, depending on whatever you're playing. I think I don't take account into anyone if you're going to have a complaint or an opinion on something that you've never touched, like I'm just gonna pass right by it. If I really want to get a good idea of a game that I need to know if I should buy it or not, I'm gonna go listen or talk to someone who's actually played the
Right.
game and get a real opinion. If they say, you know what, I played it, I tried it, I kept picking it up and I couldn't do it, I'm going to take that into account instead of the guy, oh, flew through the game in 5 hours. You can't play a game in 5 hours. Stop it. I'm not going
Well,
to listen to that guy.
I mean, with that being said, the order is getting crushed right now with Metacritic, all over the place. It's just not. It's not doing as well as you think it would be doing, and the scores range from like a 5.5 to a 7.8.
I'm
But
still going to
like,
buy it this weekend.
it's if it's a game that you like, if you like steampunks and you like werewolves and you like whatever, like that's a game for you. Go for it. I'm not gonna say anything for what game you buy. If you make me go buy it, I might say something.
Like Battlefield?
But you, yeah, exactly. But you can't force me to go buy a game, even though
True.
we
Peer
somehow
pressure.
forced you to
Peer
go buy a
pressure.
game.
Battlefield 3. It happened.
Speaking of Battlefield, Battlefield 4 or 3, which one did you get forced in, or
I think it
both?
was 4.
4 was the one for Xbox.
Super broken.
So broken. Well, Battlefield 4, needs your help.
Oh, how can I help you? Are you going to
They
give me my
want
money back?
no. They
Oh,
want
yeah.
your help to make the game's next map.
Oh, that's really cool.
Right? I mean
So,
that
like, they're
really is
trying to get
cool.
community people to help give them information on how to make the next map. I wish
Absolutely.
everybody would do that. That would be amazing. Could you imagine if Call of Duty wanted everybody's input? That'd make my
And they
day.
actually took what we
And did
said.
it. Like, I
Absolutely.
filled out surveys before. I've put input in like forums where they've asked the community for things. I've even like developers would get out on Twitter and be like, "Hey, what are your thoughts about this?" Just out there to people, and I would send it. But I think this does the same thing, but it takes it way to the next level, and they're actually taking your information and actually physically putting it into the game. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, if Call of Duty were to do something
Oh
like
my
this
gosh.
and they actually listened to what the community wanted done instead of just reskinning old maps or
We'd have a Modern Warfare 3 again. That's what would happen.
a Modern Warfare, yeah, like 3.5, because
Hmm.
let's be honest, that's really all we would need.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
go
my favorite Call of Duty
I'd go
game
back to
ever. I'd go
that.
back. Modern Warfare 3.5 with zombies.
Absolutely. Get Treyarch in there just for the zombies.
Yeah, you guys
And
should
I
just
don't
start
need no
working together. Stop
exo
like,
zombies.
yeah, stop breaking it up in between three different companies. Let's do Treyarch, and we'll do the other one. Can't think of the name.
Infinity Ward.
Infinity Ward, and you get together and make one great game 2 years from now. I'll wait for it.
Yes. Well, I won't. I don't. I am not even worried about it because we haven't picked up a Call of Duty game in months,
I know.
which is perfect. I feel so liberated
I
not
know you
playing
can
Call of
go
Duty.
get yourself one copy next time it comes out.
That's what I did this time,
Yeah.
and it'll be for Xbox.
Oh,
Ugh. Stop it. It's fine.
it is. It's fine.
So, on the same idea of Battlefield, Hardline is actually going to give away exclusive bonuses for legacy players. So, if
Oh, that's
you,
kind of nice of them.
yeah. So, like, if you played Bad Company or the second one, or Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, whatever, you're actually going to receive a patch in game, which, whoop do you do, as well as performance boosts.
That's kind of nice of them.
It's cool, right?
It's a nice way to reward your loyal players.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess my question for you is this like a tactic to get people excited who already have the game? Um, or is this more like like is this something that would incentivize you to buy the game or to buy a different game or
I don't think it's so much as to like excite people. It's more to like give back to those loyal players. Like, would I buy it now because they're offering something because I played Battlefield 4 for 10 minutes? Like, no. If I watch gameplay of it and it looks amazing and there aren't the Battlefield 4 complaints in it, Maybe
Right.
I would go out and buy it, but them giving me free stuff isn't going to be that incentive. You know what I
Right.
mean?
So what if it was a different game?
Like if it was let's say Gears of War, the new one comes out and they're like, "Hey, if you played all three Gears of War games, you are going to get to play as Marcus Phoenix. Nobody else will." That would make my whole day. I'm going to buy that game no matter what. You
Just
know,
because you're a previous fan of it. What
just
if it's a game like Assassins, which we played every Assassins to this point? The last one was really broken, and they're like, "Look, we
play all
know,
these games and we'll give you an Ezio costume, kind of like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I still don't have mine, so
Well, we can talk about that too, because
promises, promises, promises. But I feel like if someone's going to give you that, it's because you're loyal. It's not going to make me run out and go buy two games that I don't own just so I can go get something extra.
right,
I just
especially a patch
yeah.
or like bonuses. Like, I think if it was actual content or like maps or guns or whatever, maybe I would think about it. But it really doesn't. It doesn't tickle my fancy to see them pushing that type of thing.
When Call of Duty started offering out the season passes the first time, I don't even remember which game it was, but it was a million years ago. And one of the things that they gave if you pre-ordered it was a founder title.
Yes,
And I didn't,
MW3.
yeah, Modern Warfare 3, which is to this day, it's my favorite Call of Duty game. And we should go play that one day and see how baroque it is now that they're not supporting that anymore. But anyway, and I actually won that founder tag on Twitter, and it's carried me through with every single Call of Duty game ever, which I love.
Right.
But again, I think it's the game company thanking you for being a loyal player. If I owned not a single Battlefield game and this was incentive and I did want to buy this Battlefield game, it wouldn't make me run out and go buy Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 or you know what
Right.
I mean? Stuff like that doesn't really do anything for me.
It's really not going to incentivize somebody who doesn't already play Battlefield. It's not going
Exactly.
to get you amped up if you don't already play the group of the series of games.
Right.
I get you.
Yeah.
Let's go back to you being salty for a second.
Oh, yeah, because I still don't have my outfit. I don't know. I haven't logged in on that in a really long time.
Well, they have a patch that removed all the companion app requirements to get gear.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe I should
Which
turn it on.
the companion app only got you Altair though, so it's
Oh,
still not Ezio.
oh,
Um,
I surrender.
but,
Thanks.
but who needs Ezio, right?
I do. He's a
Oh,
very
that's right.
important character. He was in 3 games. Altair was in the first game that I never even finished.
And then Connor.
Ugh.
Oh, she's so bitter. Oh my gosh. Hey, would you like to spend $192,000 on a PS4?
If I had that kind of money, it depends on what is it made of gold.
No, it's a one of a kind though.
Oh,
One
that
of well,
wait, is it a modded one that somebody created, or is this coming
no,
like right from Sony?
coming right from
Then
Sony.
sure.
It's
What are
uh,
they
it's
doing with the money?
it's the first of 12,300 of them, so I guess it's not one of a kind.
Oh, but it's the first,
It's
the
the
first
first
thing.
edition.
Oh, that's kind of fancy.
001.
But I don't have that kind of money, so I'm gonna take a pass.
Well, somebody bid for it on eBay.
Oh,
eBay? Maybe not eBay. I don't know.
some kind of
They
like
bid for it.
site. Yeah.
And then you know what they did?
Oh, they backed out.
They backed out.
Oh,
But it turned to be a really, really good thing that they backed out.
somebody else buy it?
Sony did. They stepped up and they bought it, and then they matched it, and all proceeds of the auction went to Save the Children Japan.
I love it.
So
Way to go, Sony. That is why I am Team PlayStation.
that's why she's a Sony fangirl, ladies and gents.
Uh-huh.
$250,000 to a charity,
That's
all for the
beautiful.
first of 12,000 PlayStations.
What are they doing with the PlayStation? Are they going to keep it? Put it in a
I would,
museum?
yeah, I would guess that they're probably just gonna like put it in a box and like put it in front of their store or something.
That's nice. I love that. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
So the last thing that I have that I wanted to speak of. How much do you like game design?
I don't know anything about it, but I like that there are people that do it, and then I have games to play.
There is, thanks to our mayor of Buffalo,
Byron Brown.
Byron Brown, there's going to be a game design competition
That's pretty cool.
that helps teach life skills. So not so
Wait,
cool.
so I'm not gonna get like I'm not gonna go buy this for the Xbox. It's
Nah.
so maybe they're gonna put it like in places that people would need that.
Uh, yeah,
Like,
uh,
let me ask you this: when you were ever doing job training, did you ever have to do like modulars where you would have to like
no.
go through and answer questions? I did that a lot because I did a lot of like I worked for a lot of large corporate companies back in my day, and I'd have to do these things where you would have to figure out different scenarios and it spoke to you so you would hear it. One of my friends was actually the voice of one of the modules and you would have to
That's weird.
answer the questions like would you choose A, B, or C, and you had to pass these tests just because you had to do them like quarterly or something. But maybe that's what this is. They'll put it in there for high school kids, or so it's going to teach life skills,
So
diversity,
yes, yes.
that kind
So
of stuff.
it's basically going to be like a life smarts game, and they're gonna make it. They're gonna try to make it fun and also make it something that, you can play on your phone or tablet or computer or game console or whatever. So, uh, it's it's an interesting idea. It's surprising that Buffalo, New York, is one of the main like
I love it.
one of the is like the main point for this. But I'm pretty interested to see what comes out of it because teaching somebody about life skills could be something like a roller coaster tycoon game or a Sims game where you need to teach them to eat and drink and do whatever in Sims, or
I
you
love
need
I love The Sims.
money management,
I should
or
get the Sims game.
absolutely
Just burn my
play a
house
bunch of
down
Sims
all the
games.
time. And I wouldn't mean to. And I'd be like, look at this great job and I have this awesome car.
You're
And I would go make
lying.
something in the kitchen and my whole house would burn down. And I
You're
would have to
lying.
start
You
over.
take the door away and make the sim die.
I constantly put them in the pool and would take the
Took the
ladder
ladder
away.
away. You're a terrible human being.
It was amazing. I loved it. Sorry. Not
It's
sorry.
okay.
Okay.
I was really shocked to see the story come up, and good on Buffalo for doing something that's unique, I suppose.
I think it'll be beneficial, especially like I said, if they put it in the high schools, if they put it in some of the shelters. We do, quite a few homeless shelters. We have a lot of like places that, women who have suffered from domestic violence that maybe that's something that they can use too. Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what the actual life skill is going to be. And they obviously have cash prizes for first, second, and third. Uh, Not super huge. It's like 1250, 750, and 500. But it's really an interesting idea, and it's cool to see something like this. Like I said, it's cool to see something like this happen in Buffalo. So
I love it.
I'm a fan,
Way
and
to go, Byron Brown.
about time we see some movement, huh?
Buffa love.
Buffalo love. All right, what else you got for me here?
I have nothing for you. I think we covered all of it, all of the things.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for watching the podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out the Facebook, Twitter, website, and
Hashtag bye.
hashtag bye.